My biggest problem is that I believe that I will be rich one day. No matter what happens, I will be rich one day. So my spending habits are of somebody who is already rich. Because I've convinced myself that I'm going to be rich. I don't know how, I don't know when.
Today we're going to take a look at 20 people who are living above their means and going broke. Starting with someone who didn't know what the word debt even meant.
With my credit card, I maxed that out to $4,000.
What do you mean you max it out?
So my parents got me a credit card, and I ended up getting a max credit limit of $8,000. So I could spend up to $8,000. That's what that means, right? So I would use it, and I got confused with the credit limit. Me and my boyfriend, me and my friends, we would go out, and I'm like, oh, I'll pay for everybody. I got it. So I would pay and pay and pay and pay. And then I called my mom one day, and I wanted her to be proud of me. So I was just like, hey, I've got $4,000 credit on my credit card. And she's like, credit limit or credit debt? I was like, what's debt? And she's like, oh, that's bad. I'm like, I thought that was good. And then they were like, you're not going to pay this off in time. Give it to me. So my parents took it, and they're still currently paying it off right now.
Okay, so she called her mom to be proud of her for hitting $4,000 in credit card debt. She legitimately thought debt was an achievement, like she was leveling up. And I mean, as crazy as this sounds, some people are legitimately like this. Nobody ever sat them down and explained that a credit card is not free money. It's a loan with some of the highest interest rates you'll ever see in your life. And now her parents are the ones paying it all off, which honestly might be the reason she never learned in the first place. We got another clip up on screen right now.
You know what makes me sad about being in debt is the fact that I make enough money to just go buy whatever I want sometimes, but I can't because I'm paying off debt and I have no money because it's all going towards credit card debt and loan debt. And it's very frustrating for me because it just makes me sad because I give myself a very strict $250 to buy groceries and whatever else that I want/need. And sometimes that's literally just not enough. Like, I work so hard and I make a decent amount of money, and it doesn't show because past me spent so much of that damn money. So now current me is paying off what I spent past me.
Credit where credit is due, at least she gets it. Past you spent the money, current you pays the bill. That's exactly how debt works, and it's the part nobody thinks about while they're swiping. Every dollar of interest you pay is a dollar your future self earned and never got to touch. The frustrating part is she makes enough money to live comfortably right now. But that paycheck was already spent months or years ago. Let this be the cheapest lesson you ever learned, because the next few people did not learn it.
As a 19-year-old with $45,000 in debts alone, y'all, please don't get a finance car, literally, y'all. I have a Jeep, 2021 Jeep, I bought back in 2023. I financed that shit for $46,000, right? I'm like, I really want, this is my dream car. Yeah, don't get on me talking about, oh, Jeep is your dream car. Yes, at the time I was 18. It was my dream car, like most definitely. But now I can't get rid of this car. Literally, I'm stuck with this car, y'all. Like, I'm in so much debt right now, y'all. Like, most of my paycheck is going towards this car. And before y'all be like, oh, why is your hair done? Why is your eyelashes done and shit? With my DoorDash money I earn. Just because you're broke doesn't mean you can feel broke. Like, I just want to, like, feel like myself. You know what I'm saying? But my car, right? My car note is literally, guys, I cannot stress enough. It's $978 a month. Plus warranty, that's $154. So calculate that, I'm paying $1,200 something alone on this car, y'all. Like,
a $46,000 Jeep financed at 18 years old, $978 a month plus another $150 for the warranty, so around $1,200 a month, which she says is half of her paycheck. And she's doing DoorDash on the side just to keep up with it. That is the definition of being car poor. And then the line, just because you're broke doesn't mean you can feel broke. I mean, that's basically the slogan for this entire video. Look, I get wanting your dream car, but your dream car at 18 on an entry-level income is how you end up upside down for the next 6 years.
The worst financial mistake I've ever made, I'll be honest with you guys, is this car that I'm currently driving. And it's not the car itself. Like, I literally love this car. I can't imagine myself driving anything else. It's the fact that I have car payments, which is so stupid. It literally makes me sick thinking about it. I wish we would have just waited like a year and maybe saved up like $20,000 in cash and bought a used car, because purchasing a brand new car was so dumb. Not only did it lose value like the second we drove it off the lot, but now we're paying interest payments on top of that. And this car is already 2 years old. Like, it was only brand new for like 5 minutes.
Now, this is actually one of the more self-aware clips we're going to see today. She's completely right. A brand new car loses a huge chunk of its value the moment you drive it off the lot, and then you're paying interest on money that already evaporated. It was only brand new for 5 minutes is honestly the best explanation of depreciation I've heard in a while. At least she learned it in her early 20s. The next person learned it the hard way when the tow truck showed up.
So is this a repoed car?
Oh, yeah.
You still owe $7,294. It's on your credit.
Yeah. You know how much I owed when it got repoed? It was almost $30,000.
Well, and why'd you have a car get repoed?
Because I couldn't afford it.
When? Why'd you get a car you couldn't afford?
June of last year. I had it for about a year.
Oh my goodness, your dad's giving you his car now.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the car was, that was a 25% APR.
Why a car you couldn't afford though?
It was a really nice car. It was a 2018 Honda Accord and it was cute.
A 25% interest rate on a car loan. A car salesman's dream. And when asked why she bought a car she couldn't afford, the answer was, it was cute. That cute 2018 Honda Accord got repossessed, and here's the part people don't realize. The repo isn't the end of it. They sell the car at auction, and whatever's left over, you still owe. So she has no car, a destroyed credit score, and still owes $7,294 on a vehicle she will never drive again. Dad's giving her his car now. You really can't make this kind of stuff up.
What was the car?
It was a 2020 Outlander Sport, but I got repoed in 2022. I had a predatory loan.
That you signed?
Yes, but I didn't realize how predatory it was at the time.
Tell me, what was your monthly payment again?
$625.
Hi, you signed it. Okay. So it's repoed. They sold it. Okay. There's a lot of collections. $5,836 here.
That's from my car.
Why at 25 years old? Your car? You allowed that to go to collections?
Yes.
$625 a month for a Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. And yes, predatory loans absolutely exist, especially at those buy here, pay here lots we've talked about before. But here's the thing. You signed it. That's why you never sign loan paperwork you don't fully understand. Read the truth in lending disclosure. It tells you the real interest rate, the real total cost, everything in plain black and white on one page. Instead, the car got repoed, sold, and now there's $5,836 sitting in collections, dragging her credit down for years. We could just move on over to the next one.
I officially have $0 to my name because I just took out every penny that I've ever saved. And this is on top of the deposit I've already made to buy a house. And wow, down payments are really large and I'm broke now.
$0 to her name to buy a house. And I know what some of you are thinking. At least it's a house, that's an asset. But emptying every single penny you've ever saved for a down payment is how people end up house poor. Because the surprises start the moment you get the keys. The water heater dies, the roof leaks, property taxes come due, and there's nothing left to cover any of it. Most experts say, keep an emergency fund untouched on top of your down payment. She's finding that out in real time.
I moved into a place that I can't afford, and now I'm stuck. I recently moved into a luxury apartment, and though it is nice and I like it and all these other things, I realized that I can't afford it. You know, now I'm making more money, so it just makes sense for me to get a nicer place. It just makes sense for me to get a luxury apartment because I'm making this amount of money, and people who make this amount of money live in this kind of place. I really was sitting here and I'm like, yo, I can afford this place on paper, but like I can't afford this place in my soul.
That's actually a perfect description of lifestyle creep. She makes more money, so she upgraded the apartment because that's what people who make that money are supposed to do. And now every dollar goes to rent. She can't travel, she can't save. And by her own admission, if one emergency hit, like her friend totaling a car, she'd be screwed. Just because the payment clears every month does not mean you can afford it. Affording something means it fits your life, not just your bank account. She figured that out about one lease too late.
It's gonna be real. And I have $400 in my savings. I've been living back at home for 2.5 years. I don't know how that's happening, where the money's going. Actually, yes, I do know. It's going out to like groceries, it's going to student loan payments, and it's going to paying off my credit cards, which I use all the time. And then I was taking like trips last year because I was like, YOLO, like why not just live it up now, because I'm never going to be living at my parents again. And it's like, here I am still. But anyway, I'm this close to spending that last $400 on a one-way ticket to Europe.
28 years old, living at home for 2.5 years, $400 to her name. And the plan is to spend that last $400 on a one-way ticket to Europe. And later in the video, she says money is energy. The more you put out, the more it comes back. I'm sorry, but money is not energy. Money is math. The more you put out, the more it is gone. That manifestation style financial advice all over social media has convinced a lot of people that budgeting is a mindset problem instead of a numbers problem.
I blew $30,000 when I turned 18. When I was 5 years old, we got in a super crazy car accident and we got crazy insurance money out of it, all of us. Mine just happened to be like a bunch because I had a lot of trauma to me and a lot of injuries. Could not touch that money until I turned 18. So on my 18th birthday, my mom and I literally that following weekend drove to New Jersey and cashed my check. I had $30,000 just sitting in my bank account. And then I went into freshman year of college and went around asking every single person what they wanted and what I could buy for them. Swiping my card. You guys want to go to the mall? Sure, let's go buy 4 new pairs of shoes. You guys want to go out? I'll pay for dinner for 10 people. Like, what? What is wrong with me? You guys want new purses? Everyone gets a Michael Kors.
Everyone gets a Michael Kors. She had $30,000 at 18, which honestly is a life-changing head start at that age. And $20,000 of it went to buying shoes, purses, and dinners for an entire friend group freshman year. And the little detail that got me, the part she did save went into a 0.1% AP savings account, which is basically a mattress with extra steps. To her credit, she owns it now and warns other people, but this is exactly why lump sums and young people are a dangerous combination. We've seen it with lottery winners, we've seen it with inheritances, same story every time.
How do some of y'all have $27,000 in credit card debt? I just want to know.
Years ago, I was in $60,000 of credit card debt, so I'll tell you exactly how that happened because I also never thought that I would get there, and it really does happen kind of fast. So the number one factor for me was the fact that I had so much anxiety and shame around money that I would actively avoid my finances. But the thing that you don't realize when you first start getting into credit card debt is how quickly the interest compounds over time. And this is how you can go from having like $8,000 in credit card debt to $27,000 or $60,000 or whatever it is, because all of your cash is now going to 2 things. It's going to rent, maybe a few different utilities payments that you can't put on a credit card. It's going to your minimums, right? And your minimums on your credit cards are growing every single month, even if you don't put a single new charge on that credit card.
This is one of the most honest breakdowns of how credit card debt actually snowballs. You avoid looking at the account, the interest compounds, the minimum payments eat all your cash, so your groceries go on the card, which grows the balance, which grows the minimums. It's a loop. And she is far from alone. Americans ended 2025 with a record $1.28 trillion in credit card debt, according to the New York Fed, with roughly 60% of cardholders carrying a balance month to month at an average rate of around 20%. So if this clip felt personal, you are statistically in very crowded company, but the debt doesn't care about your feelings, it just compounds.
So I'm in 100,000 rents debt. Yeah, I'm in 100,000 rents debt. I was crying, but now I'm no longer crying, but yeah, I'm in so much debt to a point where my expenses exceed my income. I'm at a point where I am almost getting blacklisted for one of my contracts. I don't know what to do. I don't need any help from you guys. I'm just telling you, just to avoid taking the koloto and just stop making unnecessary expenses. That's all I want to say from you. Just don't be like me. Because please, any help from you guys. I'm just telling you, just to avoid taking the koloto and just stop making unnecessary expenses. That's all I want to say from you. Just don't be like me.
Now this one's from South Africa, and 100,000 rands is roughly 5,500 US dollars, which might not sound huge to some of you, but context matters. Her expenses exceed her income, and she's on the verge of being blacklisted. Which over there means being flagged by the credit bureaus so badly that lenders, landlords, sometimes even phone companies won't touch you. And this is the thing about living above your means. It's not about the size of the number, it's the direction. If more goes out than comes in, you're going broke everywhere on earth.
We filed bankruptcy 6 years ago and we're in debt again, and I want to go over what that debt is. The total amount of debt is $92,589. So we have two cars. One car is $19,812 and the other one is $21,404. Our credit cards between me and my husband are $32,715, and we have loans. I included like a firm, bread, which was our furniture. I included that in there. I even included our phones, you know, like when you go to Verizon and get like a phone and they put it into your monthly payment. I even included those. So all of that included is $18,618. We have multiple loans from Upstart and Upgrade. Oh, and Avant gave me a loan too. So yeah, $92,589.
They filed bankruptcy 6 years ago, and they're already $92,589 back in the hole. 2 financed cars, $32,000 in credit cards, financed furniture through a firm, financed phones through Verizon, and then stacked personal loans from Upstart, Upgrade, and Avant on top. When you're taking out loans from 3 different lending apps, that's not a rough patch, that's a system. And this is what people miss about bankruptcy. It wipes the debt, but it doesn't wipe the habits. If the behavior that caused it never changes, you're just resetting the timer. Because remember, personal finance is mostly behavior. We got another clip up on screen right now.
My name's Lindsay. I'm in charge of the family finances, and I've done a bad job, and I'm admitting my sins right now. Okay, we're just gonna start with the credit cards. I'm really nervous. At the top of the list is Apple. I owe $9,005.39. Next on the list, we have my Amex card, $1,472.73. Okay, moving on to the debts that I accrued the last time I said I was gonna get out of debt. You should get a debt consolidation loan, and it'll pay off all of your credit cards, boost your credit score, and you'll pay it at a lower interest rate. And I said, that sounds like a great idea. So on that loan, I still owe $23,000.64.
All of this for a whopping grand total of $126,383.16. This is gonna be a really embarrassing channel for a while. So if you want to feel really good about yourself and watch me either pay off this debt or get more in debt, because that's what I like to do apparently.
$126,383 in total, and my favorite part is the debts I accrued the last time I said I was going to get out of debt. That's the consolidation loan trap in one sentence. A consolidation loan is a tool, and it can genuinely work lower rate, one payment. But it only works if you close or freeze the cards it paid off. If you don't, you now have a $23,000 loan and freshly emptied credit cards ready to fill back up. which is exactly what happened here. She consolidated the debt and then rebuilt the debt on top of the consolidation. Points for honesty, though, because most people hide this stuff forever.
I have been financially not doing great. I am a nurse. Even though I am a nurse and I make good money, I don't have money, which is the sad part because of the choices that I've made still currently and the choices that I've made like previously, like from a couple of years. I am in credit card debt, and it's this unhealthy cycle that I have been putting myself into. I think for years I have been continuously like, you know, going with the trends and like, you know, buying whatever everyone else buys so that like I can post about it and like, you know, be seen. But then I get caught up with imposter syndrome of not being enough. For in order for me to become someone, I guess I was influenced by everyone else around me. So if I bought the next best thing, or if I like looked a certain way by buying these clothes, then I was gonna make an image, a brand for myself. And that turned into like so many like dumb purchases like along the way that I'm like literally paying for now. Literally live within your means and only buy like if you have the money for it. Stop Klarnaing, stop affirming, stop afterpaying, like stop just swiping the credit card, because like yeah, it may be fun like in the moment, but literally you will regret it if that stuff like just racks up and it's like years down the line and you're still paying for that purse that you bought like 4 years ago.
A nurse with a good salary broke because she was buying products to look like an influencer before actually being one. Going into debt to build a brand is one of the most modern ways to go broke that exists. You buy the trend, post it, the video makes $0, and the purchase lives on your statement at 25% interest. Still paying for a purse you bought 4 years ago should genuinely be a warning label on every buy now, pay later app. And stop Klarnaing, stop affirming, stop afterpaying might be the best financial advice in this entire video. And it came from someone $30,000 deep. Sometimes the crash course is the best teacher.
I'm 22 years old and I have $37,515 worth of credit debt. I also have a $7,992 student loan. Fair. I also still owe $55,829 on my car. In total, I have about $100,000 worth of debt.
Generational debt is what this is. Over $100K debt at 22? That's wild. $55,000 on a car? Please, what do you need a $55,000 car at this point of your life? So the student loan being the cheapest at like $7,000 is mind-blowing to me. That's a first.
$100,000 in debt at 22 years old, and the wildest part is the breakdown. The student loan, the thing that's supposed to be the big, scary debt of your 20s, is the smallest one at $7,992. The car is $55,829, and the credit cards are $37,515. That is a completely self-built $100,000 hole before most people have even started their career. And the guy reacting to it is right. Sell the car. When you owe $55,000 on a vehicle, that car payment plus insurance is probably eating half a paycheck. Buy a cheap used car, attack the highest interest debt first, and start climbing. There's no shortcut on this one.
This truck was one of the worst financial decisions of my life, and let me tell you why. I bought it a little over a year ago. At the time, I purchased it for around $125,000. I put down around $50,000 and my payment came out to around $1,375 per month. Currently, I still owe around $69,000 on the balance. That's $57,000 to own this truck for a little bit over a year. That is upwards of $5,000 a month to own a $100,000 truck. Guys, that is insane. I could have been renting a Rolls Royce for that much a month. As I'm in a financial place in my life where this kind of irresponsibility is okay, it's not going to affect me that much. But as you can see, That is the power of investing into assets versus liabilities.
$57,000 gone in about a year to own a truck. That's around $5,000 a month lit on fire. But pay attention to how this video ends, because it's a magic trick. Worst financial decision of my life turns into I'm in a place where this kind of irresponsibility is okay, and then straight into a pitch about buying rental properties. This is the real estate guru version of the course seller playbook we've covered before. The confession is the hook, the flex is the credibility, and the investment pitch is the product. If losing $57,000 on a truck is your qualification for giving financial advice, I have some questions.
My biggest problem is that I believe that I will be rich one day. No matter what happens, I will be rich one day. So my spending habits are of somebody who is already rich. Because I've convinced myself that I'm going to be rich. I don't know how, I don't know when. But I tap that card like I've already got the money in my account. So I never actually have anything in my account, but I believe one day I will have a lot in my account. So I'm never going to stop spending. Instead of actually adapting to my situation, I've adapted to the situation that I see myself in 10 years. And this is a real problem, but I'm not going to stop.
I tap that card like I've already got the money in my account. He's spending the salary of his imaginary future self, today at today's interest rates. And here's the brutal irony. Living like you're already rich is the single most effective way to guarantee you never will be. Every dollar of debt you take on now is future income you've already spent, so future rich you starts every month in the red, paying off past broke you. He even says it himself, this is a real problem, but I'm not going to stop. At least he's honest. The bank is going to be honest too, right there on the statement.
Why'd you get such an expensive car?
It was brand new.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that with a used car?
I don't know. I don't think I would have been able to roll it over onto a used car.
How much is your credit card debt when you decided to do this?
Probably at like 10 to 15,000.
How much did you put down?
I put 5,000 down, but it was on my credit card.
Let's just walk through the stack here because this is a masterpiece. He had $10,000 to $15,000 in credit card debt. He then rolled negative equity from his old car loan into a brand new car loan, which means he's borrowing money to cover money he already owed on the last car. And then the down payment, the one part of a car deal that's supposed to be actual money, went on a credit card at probably 25% interest. So it's a loan rolled into a loan with a down payment made of a third loan. That is debt lasagna, 3 layers of interest, all compounding at once. You really can't make this kind of stuff up.
Don't be scared of that repo. Repos don't mean shit. I've had 3 repos. They'll finance you every single time, babe. That shit is not real. That is a matrix fucking setup. They make you think that all these things are inaccessible if this stuff happens, but it's not fucking true. Get that car, make the payment until you can't anymore, let them fucking take it, stock up for 6 months, take a bus, go buy another car. Just like that. Just like that. After my most recent repo, my credit actually went up like 80 points. And it never went back down. Like, what? I'm like, all right, this shit ain't real.
And we're going to end on the most confident bad advice you will hear all year. 3 repos, and her strategy is make the payments until you can't, let them take it, take a bus for 6 months, buy another car. That's not a life hack. That's a debt cycle with a bus pass in the middle. Yes, subprime lenders will finance you every single time, because a desperate buyer with wrecked credit is their favorite customer. That's who gets the 25% interest rates we saw earlier, and each repo you still owe the leftover balance after auction. Her credit going up 80 points doesn't mean the system isn't real. It means it was already at the bottom. And that's all that I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and I'll talk to you guys.